Okay, hello S4 student. Okay, so today we're going to continue our study and we're going to start a new topic. So that would be Unit 2.4. Okay, how do humans influence and manage river environment? So before we have already finished um, the discussion, the explanations, so on the features, okay, so along the river, in upper course, middle course, and also lower course. So therefore, today we're going to talk about how do humans actually that made influence and manage or somehow we may say like modified, okay, so the river environment, and we're going to mainly focus on the cases like in Hong Kong. For example, okay, so in my background picture here, so I hoped, okay, you may recognize, okay, so actually this is one of the most famous artificial channel or channeled like in Hong Kong. So this is in Sha Tin, okay? So the name of this river or channel that is Kingman River. So we know that actually, especially for this part of Kingman River, that is not, okay, that is not a natural river stream. So it is modified, or actually this is created by humans, okay, by reclamation. It is because on both sides, okay, you can see on both sides actually, so the area, okay, especially on this part, okay, so large area that is reclaimed it, okay, from the sea, that is from reclamation. So therefore, the process or the activities of reclamation, so that may extend the river, and then you can see that like this Shingmun River, that could be like a straight line, okay? So therefore we can identify it that is not exactly like a natural river stream. So therefore that would be one of the example, like how human that may manage, that may influence, that may modify, okay, so the river environment. Okay, so right now, okay, we're going to first start with uh, what are the famous river, okay, or what are the major river so we may find in Hong Kong. So in your textbook, okay, you can see. So first, in your textbook, it mentioned short and small. Okay, so we can't find any large river in Hong Kong. So few large river can be found in the few large river that is relatively larger but not very large, okay, in the northwest, okay, of Hong Kong, that is near Yuen Long, for example, like Kempton River, okay. So most river in Hong Kong, they all have steep upper course and very gentle lower course, and the middle course actually that is not distinctive. We can't see the middle course, or we can't really see the features on the in the river in Hong Kong that may shows like the meander, that is like the characteristics, okay, of the middle course. So therefore, okay, let's continue. Due to the presence of wet and dry season, there are seasonal variations, okay, in the amount of channeled water. In summer, heavy rainfall occurred, streams have large discharge, but in winter, no. And most discharge actually that may focus in the low-lying area. Okay, so let's have a look about like the rivers in Hong Kong. And you can see that most river actually that concentrate in the new territories. Okay, and one very famous river in Lantau Island, okay, Tung Chung River. And then for the rest, you can see that, okay, you can see that. So let me enlarge this first. Okay, you can see that. Okay, like number one, Tuen Mun River. 屯門河啦。Okay, so if I want to draw here, you can see 屯門 River, and that would be the place of the 屯門 New Town. 屯門新市鎮喺呢度啦。Okay, and then number two, okay, that would be 山貝 River, 山貝河啦。山貝河就近呢個嘅南生圍，就喺南生圍嗰度嘅，就元朗南生圍山貝河。咁好出名嗰隻短吻鱷貝貝啦，咁就係嚟自山貝河呢個名啦。Okay, so you can see that here that would be 天水圍。And there, that would be Yuen Long. And then number three, okay, one of the largest one, that would be Cam Tin River, 錦田啦，錦田河啦。Okay, and then number four, okay, so also very important, number four here. Okay, 深圳 River or Shenzhen River, 深圳河啦。That would be the boundary between Hong Kong and the mainland China. Okay, and then number five, okay, number five here, 雙魚河啦. So that flowed, especially this part, that is a very famous part like in Hong Kong, 塱原濕地啦，塱原濕地. And then number six, 唔同 River, 唔同河啦. And you will see actually there is 上水 and also Fan Ling, okay, and also here that would be Ta Ku Ling, 打鼓嶺一帶啦。Okay, and then seventh here that would be Lam Chun River, 林村河啦， and this is Tai Po, 大埔新市鎮啦。Okay, and then number eight here that would be Sha Tin, okay, 沙田新市鎮 okay, just now we've mentioned 城門 River, 城門河啦。So therefore that would be about like the major river, okay, we can observe in Hong Kong. And you can see most river actually that is relatively short. Okay, so let's see. How does human activities, okay, so that may affect the river environment in Hong Kong? So how would people, or how would the human activities that may influence the river environment, or somehow that may modify the river environment? Okay, the first one that is very important, that would be like the construction of the reservoir and also catch waters. Reservoir 水庫啦，catch water 一啲嘅引水道啦。Especially during 1960s, 1970s, okay. So the demand of water in Hong Kong, especially I would say, but that is not the only period, okay, but especially. So that is due to the increasing population, okay, like in Hong Kong. So therefore, the demand, okay, for drinking water, actually, that is very, very high, especially, so just now I've mentioned, especially during 1960. So there was a water shortage in Hong Kong. So therefore, it is necessary for the government, okay, so to build or to provide more drinking water, okay, so to the residents. Or before, even like in the Hong Kong island, we can still see that there's lots of reservoir. Okay, why? It is because most relief, like in Hong Kong, that would be the hilly relief, and there's no large river. So therefore, if we want to, or if the government want to provide enough drinking water for the residents, okay, it is necessary to build a reservoir to store the water. So therefore, before, so many reservoirs, okay, so has been built, okay, and for building the reservoir, it is necessary to construct like the dam, okay, to block the river channel. such as like the case in Upper Kingman River and Thailand Reservoir. Okay, so therefore after they build a reservoir, it is necessary to build also, okay, so the catch water 一樣啦，起咗個水庫之後，一樣要起呢啲嘅引水道 in order to divert those water from the stream, okay, to the reservoir. So therefore, you can see that the natural drainage system has been modified. Okay, so here you may have a look. So what would be the positive impacts, okay, of building reservoir? So it can provide fresh water, okay, for the consumption, and also it can provide enough water for irrigation for farming in the lower cost. However, for the negative impact, so that could be like some problems. For example, it may reduce the amount of channel water, especially in the lower coast. So in the lower coast, as most water that is trapped in the upper coast, so therefore not much water that the people can use in the lower coast. So therefore that could be one of the problem. And then the second, so cut-off of river that may occur, especially also in the lower coast during dry season. So therefore pollutants in the river, okay, especially in the lower cost, that would be, okay, you can see that pollutants in the river becomes difficult to disperse, okay, disperse, okay, disperse. 好容易好難去到沖淡啦，或者沖走啦。Okay, so therefore somehow that may worsen the water pollution, especially in the lower coast. So therefore that may degrade the fish habitat. And then the third one, so as there will be less water, so therefore there may be less load. You can see that the amount of silk and the nutrients in the downstream, it will reduce. So therefore that may make the degradation of the farmland, as they may receive less nutrients. So therefore that would be the major negative impacts, okay, so of building a reservoir. So this is the first activities. Okay, next let's have a look. So what will be the second human activities that may modify the river environment? So that is about like the fishing and fisheries. Farming and fisheries. Farming 種植耕作啦 ，fishery 呢啲養魚業。Okay, so in Hong Kong, especially in Yuen Long and Canton, okay, farming and fishery that it is very famous. It is because, okay, so that will be a lot of fat land, okay, or in Yuen Long and Canton, some red land, okay, so you may highlight red land. Some red land on the floodplain has been converted into fish pond or reclaimed it for farming. So originally in Yuen Long and also in Canton, there's a lot of wetland, or especially like in Tin Shui Wei, especially like in Tin Shui Wei. So, but as the population that increase, people demand more food, okay. That's why those farmers that may convert the wetland into the fish pond and also the farmland, okay, for growing more fruit. And then you can see that between 1950s and 1970s, the fertile alluvium in Yuen Long and Canton was favorable for growing rice and vegetables. Nam Sen rate, Tai Sen rate, and Tai Sen rate, okay, 大生圍啦 ，okay, 大生圍、大井圍 okay, were famous for fish farming, okay, so that is between 1950s and 1970s. That is still in the past. That is how people make use of the land, okay, they convert the wetland to farmland and also fish pond. However, write it down one more. That is especially during 1990s. Okay, in 天水围. So we know that right now 天水围 that is like a new town, but during 1990s, or actually before 1990s, 天水围 actually it was a wetland. It was a very very large piece of wetland, but converted into new town during 1990s. So therefore, we can see that this is also like how people that make use of the wetland. Actually, that is about the next human activities. Okay, next human activities. But when I talk about like wetlands, okay, I must mention 天水围 first. So therefore, okay, so let's go back here. What would be the impacts, okay, of like people turned the wetland into the farmland and also the fish pond. So the positive impact actually that may boost the farming and freshwater fishery, okay, so that may attract also migratory birds as fish ponds become the feeding ground, okay，一樣啦，除咗可以提供有啲農地啊、啲魚塘之外，呢啲嘅農業啦，一樣可以吸引到好多嘅候鳥。咁你可能聽過一啲好出名嘅明星候鳥啦，黑臉琵鷺啦，咁每逢冬天咧，咁都佢由北方就飛過嚟南方嗰度過冬嘅，咁呢啲都係一啲嘅候鳥，得唔得？咁一樣啦，就會係令到成個生態咧，嗰個物種嗰個嘅 biodiversity 咧，可以 maintain 得到嘅。咁所以咧，魚塘咧基本上或者對於成個生態系統咧，佢都會有一定嘅角色。咁係令到人同埋係嗰個自然環境咧，係去到得以一個共存嘅。得唔得？係得以共存嘅。咁仲有一個好出名嘅一個 fish pond 啦。You may mark this in your textbook. 米埔啦。咁米埔你一樣啦，都會見到有好多嘅魚塘、濕地等等嘅。Okay, so therefore right now let me show you the fish pond. Okay, so in Yuen Long and also Maipo. Okay, so you can see that would be like the map of Hong Kong. Okay, so you can see here actually that is still like a large piece of fish pond right now. Okay, so here this area actually, okay, there actually these are not the farmland but the fish pond. 你會見到呢啲全部都仲係一啲嘅魚塘嚟嘅，For example here Lam Sam Wade 呢個南生圍啦。Okay, at the upper part here, there would be 大生圍啦。Okay, so if I zoom in, okay, so you can see actually for each sector here, that would be like the fish pond. Okay, let's see if there's any photos. Okay, any photos for the fish pond? Okay, so that would be like this. Okay, so that would be for the freshwater fishery. Okay, and one of the famous projects, okay, so in from Yuen Long, okay, so I think that you may hear this before. 聽過元朗其中一個出名嘅一個魚啦，元朗嘅烏頭啦，係啦，咁啲烏頭嚟自邊度咧？咁就嚟自呢度啲魚塘㗎啦。Okay, so therefore, that would be one of the fish pond. And then, okay, so if we look if we talk about like another wetland, okay, here you can see that here, Maipo, 米埔，呢度就係米埔嘅濕地啦。Okay, so and you can still see, okay, near my pole there's there are lots of fish pond， 一樣啦，好大嘅魚塘。And then you can see that, okay, so to the coast here, so that would be the swamp, okay, the mud flat， 呢度就係出邊嘅泥灘，咁出邊嘅紅樹林啦。And then for here, okay, for my pole, so that would be named it 基圍啦。呢啲咁就一條長形嗰啲咧，我哋叫基圍，咁就係以前啲人咧攞嚟養蝦嘅。咁基圍入邊嘅蝦咧，咁就基圍蝦，咁我諗大家都食過㗎啦。OK， 咁以前呢度都有基圍蝦嘅，咁而家仲有冇出產咧？咁就冇㗎啦，係啦，而家主要攞嚟保育為主嘅。And also you can still see there's a lot of fish pond here. Okay, fish pond here. 咁一樣啦，仲有好大量嘅魚塘。So actually, so that is like the case in Hong Kong. Okay. Okay, then let's go back to the textbook. So therefore, there would be like some positive impacts. Okay, so for building the fish pond and also farmland. However, for the negative impact, so you can see what could be the negative impact if people build those farmland and also fish pond. So wetland on floodplain, actually it can absorb water. However, the conversion of wetland to fish pond and also farmland, okay, please highlight this, that may reduce the amount of flood water to be absorbed by the wetland. That may increase the risk of flooding. Why? It is because if you look at the figure at the bottom, okay, so figure 6, so it mentioned that actually the function of wetland. So one of the major function of the wetland, actually that is, of course, to maintain the biodiversity, but like for humans. So wetland actually, it can help to absorb more flood water. 濕地係可以幫手係去到儲存多啲嘅，尤其是降雨或者泛濫嘅時候，係可以幫手儲存多啲嘅水嘅，因為佢啲水位唔會話十分之高嘅啫，濕地嘅水位。Okay, so therefore you can see that actually it can help to store some water. However, when the wetland that is converted to fish pond, you can see that so the original river water to the fish pond actually that will raise. It is because it is necessary for the people to have more water. Okay, so for the fishery， 養魚要多啲水㗎嘛，咁所以咧佢會擺即係會儲存多啲水俾佢嘅養殖。So therefore, you can see that compare with the wetland, the amount of flood water stored in the fish pond actually, so that would greatly reduce. So therefore, somehow we may say that the building of the farmland and also fish pond, so that may increase the risk of flooding. So therefore, that would be about the second activities. Okay, so then for the third activities, how humans that may modify, so that may influence the river environment. Okay, so that would be the development of new tanks and also the infrastructure. For example, just now we have mentioned like Tin Shui Wade. Okay, you can see that. Okay, the government before they use like especially the river mouth or some floodplain to build a new tank, such as like Tong Chong, Tuen Mun Sha, Tin Yuen Long, and also Tin Shui Wade. So in figure 7, okay, in the figure below, okay, you can see Tin Shui Wade. And then roads and rail network has also taken up the low-lying area of some rivers, such as like Kam Shan Road 錦上路啦，錦田嘅錦上路站啦嘅西鐵線啦 ，OK。And also, some stream and river were modified to man-made channel 呢啲人工河道啦，or fill up and paid for development，OK，such as like the Thai Lake Her in 荃灣嘅大力河啦，has been covered into COVID，OK，變咗一條暗渠啦。And Thai Hall Road is built about it。原本條河冇，原本條河你見唔到噶啦，變咗條暗渠，跟住再重新喺上面再起過一啲嘅道路又好，或者一啲建築都好。Okay, so therefore that is how like human that may affect the human the natural environment, especially like the case of 天水圍. You can see that. So here you can see 天水圍. So that is about the whole 天水圍. 呢度天水圍啦。Okay, and you can see here that would be the Wetland Park 濕地公園啦。Okay, so why there will be wetland park? It is because seems that like the government want to conserve the natural environment, okay, in the northwestern new territories, okay. But I would say, so Hong Kong Wetland Park actually originally that is like a compensation. 一個賠償，一個補償嚟嘅。Why? It is because actually this area for 天水圍 New Town, it was a wetland. Originally, all this area, okay, it was a wetland. But right now, the government want to build a new town. So therefore, the whole area has been damaged, okay. So right now, there will be more high-rise buildings. Then, in order to compensate this situation, okay, so the government built a wetland park in order to conserve the environment. OK， 係一個補償、一啲保育嘅 topic 嚟嘅，係啦。咁呢個我哋唔講咁多住噶啦。咁起碼你要知道 ，OK， 天水圍曾經係一大片嘅濕地 ，OK。Okay, and let's see. So what would be like the impacts, okay, of the new town development and also like the building of the infrastructure. Okay, so the building of the new town actually that provide more land, okay, for development, and also that may reduce the over-concentration of population in the old urban area. It means in the Kowloon Peninsula and Hong Kong Island. Okay, so these are the old urban area. However, what would be like the negative impacts? So that is very important. So that may turn natural land surface into impermeable land surface. Okay, so we have mentioned before, impermeable 一啲不透水嘅物質啦。不透水嘅土地啦。So therefore, that may increase the overland flow. So therefore, the amount of channel water that will increase rapidly after rainfall. So therefore, the risk of flooding that may increase. So this one, we may refer to the concept of water cycle, okay, for the explanation. And then, okay, so the development of new town, it will also destroy the natural habitats. Okay, so therefore that would be like the major activities that how human that made modified like or influence the river environment. Okay, then one more. Write it down. Okay, write it down. So that is related to also like the development of new town, something like this. But that would be the part. Okay, so inside our study. So that is like how do we affect or how do we modify the river environment? channelization. Channelization. Actually, we will discuss channelization later, but you may write it down first. Okay, channelization. In Chinese, we call it 河道化啦. So that is one of the measures that's how people to prevent or minimize the damage of flooding. Okay, and you can see that, okay, like the channelization in Hong Kong, that is mainly carried out in the new territories. Okay, in some new towns. Okay, so we'll discuss like the channelization later. But just now here you can also see that is similar. Okay, so similar, but not. Remember, that is similar. Okay, so to the project of channelization. Okay, I will explain why. Okay, right now the last one for today's discussions. Okay, so that would be like the river pollution in Hong Kong. So the river pollution in Hong Kong, if you refer to figure 8, okay, in 1987, you can see that actually that is quite poor. Okay, it is because you can see from the paragraph before 1980s, the river in Hong Kong has been used as dumping grounds for farming, domestic and industrial waste. Okay, especially like for farming. It is because before there's still a lot of farmland, farmhouse in the new territories. Okay, especially for the livestock rearing. Okay, for the pig rearing. Okay, you can see, you know that, so that could be a lot of waste. Okay, that could be produced. So therefore, this untreated waste material actually that may worsen the water quality of the river and cause serious water pollution in Hong Kong. Okay, so you may write it down. Okay, especially for farming, that would be for the livestock rearing. 係啦，飼養牲畜啦，包括豬啦，包括雞啦，一樣佢哋嘅糞便啦，一啲唔正確嘅處理係會令到啲，因為佢哋會倒落條河度嘅，咁就會令到河水嘅污染情況咧比較嚴重嘅。So therefore, in the 1980s, you can see that. So the government began to take action to solve the water pollution problems. So the Environmental Protection Department (EPD) and the Drainage Service Department 環境保護處啦，同埋呢個嘅渠務處啦 ，were established the water pollution control was established， 咁就係嗰段時候後成立㗎啦。And then the water pollution control ordinance was passed and enforced， 一樣啦，有個水污染嘅管制條例喺度通過咗，同埋去到實施㗎啦。咁就係做啲咩呢？ Okay, so unlicensed rearing of livestock was banned in 1994。冇牌照嘅任何飼養牲畜嘅農場啦，就一律禁止嘅，同埋就唔可以去到未經有處理嘅廢料就直接倒入去河嗰度，咁係唔可以嘅。Okay, so therefore after this, you can see that, so the water quality in the river actually it has been improved a lot. Okay, in figure 6 you can see, and then most area, okay, like in Hong Kong we have a very serious pollution. For example, just now in Yuen Long and Campton here, I can say it. So in the past, there's still a lot of farmland and also farmhouse. Or even right now, you can still see a lot of farmhouse. Okay, so for livestock rearing. 咁而家都仲有啲養雞嘅地方嘅喺香港，得唔得？養豬都有嘅，養豬不過就少之又少㗎啦，喺錦田嗰度會有嘅。And also in the North District, okay, you can see that near 雙魚河啦、唔同河啦，一樣啦，嗰個污染程度咧都會係比較差嘅。But right now, okay, you can see that it has been improved a lot. it has been improved a lot. Okay, but okay, so the case in Kempten and also in Yunnan, that is still relatively poor. Why? It is because there's still some activities that may pollute the river channel. For example, that would be about some workshop. 而家少咗好多農業㗎啦，但係都仲會有呢啲污染程度出嚟嘅。咁例如咩呢？例如一啲嘅整車嘅地方，一啲嘅車場係啦，咁一樣啦，都會導致有好多嘅污染物，可能落雨啊，帶呢啲污染物啊，帶啲油污啊，再帶到落條河嗰度。咁你都知㗎啦，錦田一帶呢，咁都有好大量呢啲咁樣嘅廢車場。咁仲要有可能有呢啲咁樣嘅pollutants 會係去到影響得到。Okay, so therefore, the case like in Kempten here, that is still relatively poor. So therefore, that would be like about the situation of the river environment, like in Hong Kong. Okay, so therefore, that is about like the case. That is about like the discussions for part one. Okay, so that is like how humans that may influence and manage the river environment. So mainly we have learned three activities. Okay, so the first one like building reservoir and catch waters. The second one, okay, the farming and fish pond. And the third one, that would be like the new town development and the development of the infrastructure. Okay, so therefore next time, so I will talk about like the hydrograph. Okay, and we're going to talk about like what would be the case of flooding like in Hong Kong. Okay, again, please pay attention to my announcement in Google Classroom. If you have any questions, okay, you may email me and you may give me the WhatsApp, okay, to ask. Okay, so therefore I will see you soon. Okay, so that's all for today and goodbye.